Hello and welcome back to Boring Dad Gaming, where today we're going to be playing some more Sovereign Syndicate. We're Clara Reed, still presently. We're probably going to head back to the Velvet Rose to deliver all our stuff. But what is it saying about Ariana? Because we did chat to her earlier. We might end up speaking to Madame Zora about that as well. So I think we go back to the Velvet Rose in that case, which is Beggar's Lane. Oh. Is he coming toward?
Hold there. Give me a moment if you will, mademoiselle. Some questions for you, if you don't mind.
The man in front of you is a centaur, not young, though still noticeably spry. The deep lines and old scars on his face speak of a life of work, though his clothes are pristine and sharply pressed. It is said that 2/3 of London's centaurs find themselves in Scotland Yard, or else serving Queen and country among the troops. This curious man is likely a plainclothes officer, trouble in a starched suit. I suppose I could spare a second for a dashing stranger.
Got 2 blood for that.
Ah, that's so, mademoiselle. I'm flattered. Yves Chalamet Duval. I'm afraid I've no time to partake in company right now. Neither yours nor the lovely ladies of the Rose. You wouldn't happen to know anything of the Rose, would you? Oh, a local cat house of some repute. One of the finest in the city, or so I've heard.
Indeed.
Okay. 2/3 chance here. There we go. Very good. There is surprisingly little condemnation or pity in his eyes. Not none, but a great deal less than many a Londoner. A fine way for me to gauge the measure of the gent, though I'll still not share more information with him than necessary. To my questions then, if you'd be so kind. Might you have seen any strange patrons lingering in the area as of late? Stranger than usual, that is. The Rose takes the discretion of its clientele quite seriously. There's any number of things he might be after. We could... Let's be secretive. I'm afraid I've only witnessed the usual gamblers and gin soaks, sir.
Is that right? Well, it's duly noted. One more thing, quick as you please. Have you an opinion on this courtesan killer the papers have been covering?
Only what the papers have printed? I've a bit more info than that, but I'm not free to list a variable who's who of the Madam's regiment of workers to any sod off the street. And what about you, Huntabout? So, latest comments, someone saying, perhaps I don't read out all of these highlighted words, but at least I'll mouse over them as and when they come up, and I've already missed a couple. Let's just catch those. So what I'll do is, as these come up, I'll mouse over them so people can read them for themselves. And what about you, Huntabout? What do you know about the killer? I shared with you, perhaps you could return the favour and share with those most affected by this court case.
I suppose that's only fair.
Well, he's surprisingly cooperative.
Does this vial mean anything to you, mademoiselle?
He reaches into his inner breast pocket and produces a labelled medicine bottle.
This was found on the body of a victim I believe to be related to the case.
Gordon Gray's patent panacea for men, guaranteed to cure impotence, baldness, aggressive personality, humour imbalance, afflictions of the blood. Was there anything it doesn't cure? I'm familiar with the apothecary that sells it, but short of that, I'm afraid not.
This tincture was taken from the body of a dollymop by the name of Casey Logre.
Not a name that the papers picked up on?
It would seem not.
Oh, that's a man, is it? Casey, I suppose, yeah, okay.
It would seem not. He was found last month, only 2 days after Miss Lind, another victim, was butchered on Cannock Street. His body was in much the same state as hers.
Oh, then it's not just we ladies of the night being targeted, but our brothers in the profession as well.
Perhaps. Or perhaps it is not dollies in particular being targeted at all.
He might be right. I was unfamiliar with most of the names surrounding this case. Few of them were dollies. I knew to be working the streets. It could simply be that they were working girls I did not know. But it did strike me as odd, and the papers have been known to embellish a story. Was that all?
You said you know something of the Rose. Have you any idea of the sort of clients it serves? Wealthy patrons apt to linger nearby as of late, or a rougher crowd, perhaps?
Clientele? Well, I can't speak for all of them. A great mix, I'd presume, though given the crackdown on such places recently, more of their patrons these days would take their pleasure from the cockfight rather than an opera at the Royal. It's put quite the strain on the bouncers.
Is that so? I could not say I'm surprised, though I'm sure Mr. Tenor Cunningham at least would enjoy a visit to Covent Garden while he's here.
Why, the cheeky little lobcock. He has me pinned for Cunningham's currant Polly. Likely he knew me all along. If there's one thing more worrisome than a flatfoot, it's one with the brain between his ears. Best I extricate myself from this. That he would, Mr. Duval. Now, if you don't mind, I'm quite busy today and must be on my way.
Fair enough, mademoiselle. My thanks for humouring an old nag. Good day.
And to you, sir. Great, now the Met's likely on my tail. London just keeps on giving. All the more reason to leave this town behind and never look back.
Interesting.
Well, the reporter's gone in. Okay, we've got some people here. Calvin. Oh, he's the poet. Oh, my imperious neighbour, my connatural cohort who endures alongside me in that house of beautiful vice and misery. I knew you long before either of us took up in the bell jar, Calvin dear. Cannot a man wax poetic on his lot in life? Don't tell me even you have turned sycophant, my noble adversary. Miss Clara Reed, what a shame. How many drinks in are you, Calvin? It's a titch early to be chasing the green fairy, is it not? Absinthe. I'm not inebriated, Clara. Merely miserable. Tact? Ooh, 50-50. Calvin, dear, I haven't the time for a proper chaff, I'm afraid, but I might I at least ask why? Oh, it's a crit failure. At least it gets rid of it at the deck. Chaff. Banter or chit-chat. Oh, whatever is the point? My gifts, my virtues are anathema to success. Name for me one great artist who found themselves content with their lot. Simply leave me to my drink. Resign me to the murk and tribulations of my self-made hell. Oh, if that's what you prefer, Calvin. Ah, and if you're feeling kind, might you inform Suri that there is quite the awful draught in the halls? Atrociously chilly in my room last night. I could loan you my quilt. Garish thing covered in cute little blue bonnets that a client procured for me at market. Terribly kind of you, Clara. Perhaps I'll take you up on that. Be well, Calvin. And you.
Jemmy? So where did we see Jemmy before? It was Atticus spoke to him in the bookies, right?
Jemmy Betteridge. What is Molly's hatchet man doing here at this hour? Good day, Mr. Betteridge.
Miss Reed, is there something we're meant to discuss?
Slimy bugger. Just speaking with him makes my flesh crawl. Intuition. Ooh, try again. Yay! As I'm sure you're aware, several courtesans have gone missing in recent weeks, and I wondered if you might have some insight.
I know their bodies were brutalized. It seems by someone with more than human strength. Now, I'm a busy minotaur if you don't mind.
Off to poison someone's dog, no doubt. It's been a pleasure as always, but I must get on. Was that a growl? Talk to Lefty again. Nothing more to say. Clem. Afternoon, Clara. You hear about what's happening nowadays? By the fates, did Clem buy into the fear-mongering too? Horrible things. I worry for you and the workers upstairs. You seen what the latest papers are saying about this courtesan killer? I've seen him. Hard not to, I imagine. These killings are a part of London they'll be happy to leave behind. A mad punter, you think?
Or is it someone more shadowy than that? Could be some hoity-toity taking them out what got too close. I must admit it's a fear I'm not unfamiliar with. Another reason to ensure one has a network, that one is a person who will be missed. Things were much simpler in the days I ran with Molly O'Malley and her lot. You see that gossip monger lingering about earlier? Not the first time I've seen her round here. Speaking just between us girls, my duck, she hasn't sampled the wares upstairs any of the time she's been. She's only after clients' personal details, one would assume. At least not as far as I've seen, but what does old Clem know? On to brighter things. Ready for that dram?
Sorry, Clem, I still have a delivery to make.
Well, Miss Busybody, you know where I'll be.
I need to deliver Beatrix the medication before I start drinking with Clem and forget all about it.
Alright, so a few things are different here, so let's just have a quick wander around this room first. Yeah, the gambling tables aren't really open yet. Okay, so let's go up to the Velvet Rose then. Okay, well, Lou's not playing piano anymore. Oh, I can't remember her voice.
What's a buxom lady like yourself? Oh, Clara, my duck, it's you. Indeed it is. What were you about earlier? Madame Zora is right steamed today on account of Mr. Sykes. I saw house rules are important, of course, but her outburst seemed a titch harsh. In the past, she's warned the clients prior to a proper ban. Shame about old Sykes. I've had him a few times. He seemed nice enough. His lichen nature doesn't scare you? What? Just 'cause he's a wolf for an evening or two a month? Nah, I've had worse in this line of work, and it ain't like he comes around when he's all big and hairy.
Indeed, like most werewolves, Sykes quarantines himself during the full moon. There are creams and balms to reduce such things. Wealthier lycanthropes have been known to weather the change in the comfort of their homes as well, though I doubt Sykes is the capital for creams or for home accommodations.
You remember the... oh God... Acroboemaloo that came around the rose for a while? Now that was something, not bad per se, but certainly, something.
It's a being with the torso of a human atop the body of a giant scorpion, apparently. Wow.
Indeed. Still not convinced the dear soul wasn't under the effects of some miraculous hex, rather than a true Acroboemaloo. I suppose Sykes will be back before long. Yeah, it was nice chatting, Lou. Oh, come back to work with us then. Love a good chinwag me. Oh, well, back to work with us then. Love a good chinwag me, but it doesn't put a coin in my pocket. Be seeing you, Clara.
Okay, here's Beatrix. Bea turns to regard me. She's anxious, but hides it well.
Oh, you're back. That must mean you were successful. After delivery right here and a treat from Nandy's to lift the spirits. Christ alive, Clara, you're a good un, and don't let anyone tell you different, my dear. She eagerly takes the proffered apothecary goods as well as the jar of sweets. Oh, and I have something for you as well. A golden fan, beautiful and original. I've never seen one quite like it. Oh, this is wonderful, thank you.
If only she were this amicable all the time.
Thanks much, Clara. I'll be sure to let the madam know they were delivered post-haste if I happen upon her first.
Well, we've got to go and speak to... let's go in here first, but we're going to go and speak... oh, she's here. I was going to say speak to Madame Zora. We've got her French candies.
Clara, I always breathe a sigh of relief to see you safe and hale, what with all that's been going on. Did Beatrix get her parcel? The one to prevent her ending up with another little parcel? Yeah, she might be somewhat nauseous for a day or two, but all will be well.
Madame Zora's eyes light up at the news, and for a few moments the decade seemed to evaporate from her worried face.
Well, thank the heavens for that. I really must deal more strictly with ne'er-do-wells like Mr. Sykes.
I'd say they both share the responsibility. A little more professionalism on Beatrix's part would not go amiss. Zora considers this carefully for a moment.
No, of course you're right, but Beatrix has suffered enough on his account, I think. And who would bear the burden if she fell pregnant? Not our Mr. Sykes. I brought the candies you prefer. Perfect. The older one gets, the more one appreciates the little luxuries. Ce n'était rien.
French for, it was nothing. I thought that would be de ne rien. No. Nothing. Oh, our hope's back up. Hopeful. Well, I suppose I'll be off now, Madame Zora. Take good care, my dear. I'm not quite sure what to do about the courtesan killer or Ariana's thing, but we could have a little look at the upstairs rooms, perhaps, see if we can glean anything. Yeah, I think we've looked at this stuff previously. Anything in the bathroom? No. Anything in Zora's office? Letter. A correspondence of Madame Zora's. The letter itself has been removed. All that remains is the envelope. Said envelope lacks a return address, though it seems it was delivered to her residence on Cable Street. Perhaps the letter was of a personal nature. Alright, well, I guess we go talk to Clem. I'm sure the other stuff will advance. Ooh, no, that was just toothpaste, wasn't it? Well, tooth powder, I should say. Clementine, ready for that dram? Oh, let's have it then. I've no more to do until the performance. Here, here, Dove. Good company, not especially foul spirits, and the rest of our lives out in front of us, eh? Here's to London. To London town, and many more to come. To London town, and a fresh start from it. A dreamer is one who can only find his way by moonlight, and his punishment is that he sees the dawn before the rest of the world. Back to Teddy. Red Lantern Lane. Bixby's contract was most certainly not an overgrown cane rat. Sucker Jones, one of Molly's augmented ruffians, was suffering from a vicious mutation which cost him his mind before you were forced to end his life. Molly herself may have work for you soon, and Dante's boss has a new module for Otto. Yeah, we've read all that before, haven't we? Its voice, Bixby said we'd have a drink to celebrate my success with Sucker Jones. Boy, that's a senator who can really hold his liquor. I'm still a titch woozy. Nonsense. We should have had one more. All right, Otto, let's see about the rest of today's business. After you, Mr. Teddy. Ask Molly about the mechanical arm. Meet Dante at Arsenal Engines. Yeah, what else have we got up our sleeve? Otto's upgrade. That's also Dante. So I think we head straight there, right? To St. Catherine Docks. Now we can go in the tavern as well. That might be worth popping into. Oh, Molly's here. Ooh, let's talk to Molly. I don't think we've heard about her a lot. I don't think we've met her yet. Step away from the dog. That's not who I wanted to talk to, actually. Well, well, it's the pint-sized hunter in the flesh. All right, Redgrave? What's the matter with you? Can't you see I'm busy running the town? Uh-oh, show her the picture you took of Sucker Jones's arm. Affirmative. Take a look at this souvenir I picked up on a recent job for Bixby. I believe it belonged to a man in your employ. He called himself Sucker Jones. Molly makes a show of carefully examining the artificial appendage, but judging by her expression, I'm guessing her technical knowledge is next to nil. She exhales wearily, almost... That's not the right voice. She exhales wearily, almost sincerely, but I'm too familiar with her ways to believe it. Yeah, this is one of ours. It's very new tech. I'm sure you saw that right away. At least it survived Jones's explosion, or whatever happened to him. What happened to him was horrid death, but it doesn't seem to concern you. A flinty-eyed glare is all... Oh, sorry. A flinty-eyed glare is all the answer you're getting on that topic. Well, I do have a few questions. I'm all ears.
Let's ask about the arm. I was having a bit of a wonder, actually, about the origins of this piece in particular. Oh? So analysis, very easy check. Ingenuity, not so much. We'll try this. A good friend of mine at Arsenal is certain it was developed there. But that's leaving off how it came into your hands. Smashed it. I don't know that it's important, but Lord Braxton and Arsenal Engines are the originators. You know what a disaster the original augmentations were for us. Things have improved over the years, but this represents a real leap forward. Consistent, reliable and pain-free function. And all in the service of beating people up. I have what you might call my personal interest in Sucker's augment. My own artificial leg gives me no end of trouble. Constantly needs adjusting and the pain is... Careful, mustn't give too much away. Well, in a way, it's often uncomfortable. I even have to take a sedative once in a while if I've been walking on it all day. But you do not have a problem with infection. No, that's true. That's a bit of luck, I suppose. It's true that infection was one of our main problems with limb replacement, due to the nature of the interface at the socket. The interface? Not sure what you mean by that. Let's leave that lie for the moment. Was there anything else you wanted to ask? Sucker Jones told Otto something about a serum he was using. Miss O'Malley, Mr. Jones said that your organization supplied him with a serum to counteract an infection brought on by his augmentation. This serum seems to have several unfortunate side effects. Alright, including uncontrolled cellular growth, wild mutations, and madness. She shakes her head as if musing upon the foibles of an unruly child. Honestly, they may look rough and tough, but these dockhounds need more minding than a gaggle of toddlers. Just look at what Jones did to himself. How do you mean he did to himself? You installed the augmentation, and so you supplied the medicine to help him along, yes? Firstly, the installation wasn't the issue with Mr. Jones. Yeah, he was supplied with an experimental serum to control a raging infection in his shoulder. Why should it be infected? It's one problem I've never had. It has to do with the joining at the socket. You'll have to speak with our surgeon to get the details. Go on. The serum has other beneficial effects as well. Aha. While it controlled the infection, it also boosted Jones's strength and stamina and his speed. It appears he became dependent on these boosts to his, well-being and overindulged. That addiction was the root of all his problems, including his altered mental state. I meant to ask, is that one of those, fighting dogs? That he is. Name's Hercules, in fact. You should see him in action sometime. Hercules is a fitting name for a dog of his size and apparent brawn. Got him a couple of years back at a demon dog show. Ooh, I love a demon dog show. Great for a small wager or simply to watch a Rhodesian hellhound breathe fire. It's a bloody good time. When I first saw Hercules, he was making his way through the obstacles without missing a beat. Bunch of muckety mucks were there, including Silas Bragg. He's a fan of these rare beauties too. Ah, Lord Braxton and Molly at the very same event. No question about it now. They must be doing business together. It's a fine thing to watch. A beast who obeys their master without hesitation. Unlike a lot of folks who work for yours truly. I know the feeling. Too many times I've been walked out on by a gun-shy contractor and I'd hired onto a hunting job. In your business, Redgrave, I can't say I blame you. Any road, I spoke to the dog's owner. Son of a bloody cane rat wouldn't give him away. Sentimental attachment, he said. I have a feeling this is where good old Mr. Betteridge enters the tale. So I had Jemmy show him a whole new perspective, so to speak. One that looks up at the daisies from 6 feet under, and now, the dog's mine. What was he trained for exactly? Killing, of course. Other dogs mostly, although he's rather poor at rat baiting. Might be able to train him to breathe fire too. Fire-breathing dog? Like London doesn't have enough monsters. Based on her story, I'm not convinced that the dog is the monster here. Okay, reckon I'm satisfied for now, but looks like you got something to say. I believe we may be able to help each other. We have a leg in your size, or close enough for adjustment at least. My surgeon's very keen to try it out. Give up my own handcrafted leg for one of hers? Hear me out before you answer. There's more to this new generation of artificial limbs than you know. The device is integrated into your nervous system through a series of tiny components. After installation, you will benefit from direct neural feedback.
Hello?
All that means is not only control over the leg, but sensation as well. If it works as expected, you'll have the natural experience of walking, running and jumping again.
But what about Sucker's madness? I'm not keen to losing my bleeding mind.
Less of the drama, please. It don't suit you.
Well, I don't mind taking risks. I've been in war, and I'm a dwarf after all. But what you have to say about the post-operation serum doesn't exactly inspire hope.
Then you should talk to Dr. Wainwright. The two of you share a favourite haunt, the Red Lotus Opium Den. Must be where he dreams up such exquisite formulas.
Why, I know the place.
You better talk to him sooner rather than later. I don't know if he'll still be hanging around the den all day. He's a busy man.
We need to go directly to the den and find Dr. Wainwright. That is, if I'm serious about this.
Speak with the doctor and then come right back. I don't have all the time in the world to help you with this.
All right, I'll speak to the doctor and come back straight away.
He's a good lad. See you later, Redgrave. Now, Dante is right here, but all those last comments made it sound as though this might be on a timed thing. So I feel like we should go straight back to Red Lantern Lane and try and catch this Dr. Wainwright before he disappears. Oh, poor Teddy. He's very weary. I wonder if he can have another bath.
No money to be made lounging in the tub all day.
Well, that's true. Poor old Teddy. How are we going to get your hope up?
Raucous gents. These two are a wee bit rowdy for the den. At least they had the courtesy to have their argument at the door. Oh, aye, if they disturbed the peace here in the den, Bixby'd have them tossed in a matter of moments.
Right, well, we're here for the doctor. Could this be him, eccentric fellow? Ah! The sorcerer!
This fellow seems to be actively chasing a dragon, though his current fantasies have turned towards Otto.
I have powers too, wizard!
He flourishes a pipe handle like a magic wand.
Papava somniferum!
Indeed. Sir, you insinuated that my automaton is the gift of magic.
Precisely, and let it be known that you heard it from the great sorcerer of chemicals himself, Eustace Fullivoli, or Fullivol. However you pronounce my name.
I'll be sure to tell everyone I know about it, absolutely. Name's Teddy Redgrave. It's a pleasure.
Redgrave, watch your back. Unless I'm enjoying another wonderful vision, there's a chimera right behind you.
This fellow is entirely off his head. Excuse me, Eustace, but I'd... Actually, that's not his voice, is it? Excuse me, Eustace, but I'd best be going now.
All right, just don't step directly backwards or else you'll be incinerated by a substantial breath of fire.
Yeah, all right. Laudanum, great for sedating writhing beasts and... That's not his voice. Oi, laudanum, great for sedating writhing beasts and preparing patients for surgery. It'll be greatly while having implants installed on my person. I'll take it. World's filled with many hazards. I should play it safe by taking this with me. Who knows if some beast pounces on me.
Now that's the masked man, isn't it, who Atticus is dealing with, talking to Dr. Wainwright.
Seems Dr. Wainwright's being pestered by some loon dressed up in a mask.
But think of the applications in wartime, Doctor. Or if the warfare makes you queasy, simply use the everyday medicinal uses.
Yes, I'll give it some consideration, but you know it isn't my decision alone to make. Of course, in the end I believe you'll do what's best for the Empire. Ooh, the old fellow rises, nods briefly in your direction and leaves with a swirl of his cape, as if he walked off the stage of a theatre. Wonder what that was about. Dr. Wainwright, I wonder if we can talk about something serious for a moment. Certainly, Teddy. You have my undivided attention. What is it? Molly O'Malley is offering to replace my metal leg with a better version from Arsenal Engines, but there's some risk of infection. According to Molly, you've ginned up some sort of serum to fight this? Well, we know those two, don't we? If by ginned up you mean developed through painstaking research and testing, then yes. Now, what do you want to know? Try it? Yeah. But what's in it exactly? How does it work? In the curative sense, the serum rapidly increases the production of red blood cells to repair damaged tissues and bones, deadens or interrupts pain signals from the nervous system, and prevents white blood cells from attacking our inorganic implants. Ooh, that sounds like a miracle, all right. The side effects include superhuman strength and speed, which in a tainted batch of serum could become uncontrolled. As for what's in it, I'm surprised Molly didn't mention it herself. Werewolf blood is the magic elixir that makes it all possible. We've synthesized their exceptional healing abilities almost perfectly. Werewolf blood, eh? Well, that's giving me something to think about, all right. Oh God, Teddy, don't die from lack of hope. Anything else you wanted to know? We've seen the serum's effects on one of Molly's dockhounds, Sucker Jones, and it weren't pretty. I heard about the case of Mr. Jones. He was an inveterate gin bibber and often in an opium daze, hardly an adequate candidate for the serum. Additionally, he was never a patient of mine. It would seem that somebody has leaked my research and a tainted, bootleg version made its way into Jones's possession. What you've got now is safe, for me I mean. As safe as my considerable skill is able to make it. Any type of surgery carries risk, but I assure you in your case it will be much less dangerous than, say, the original amputation. I don't know if this decision is getting easier or harder. Was there anything else right now? Was there anything else, or can I relight my pipe now? I suppose we're done. Thank you, Doctor. Oh, and you could also talk to one of our subjects if it would set your mind at rest. Any dockhound with an artificial arm or leg should do, I'd think. Oh, Teddy, what are we going to do about your hope levels, mate? Didn't expect to take a 15 hit on that conversation. Think he might be more hopeful rather than less. I wonder what happens if it reaches 0. I mean, I presume he just drops dead on the spot. Died from lack of hope. Well, I mean, it might happen. Alright, let's make our way out of here. Quick, Teddy, take another bath. If you can just take enough baths, you'll be okay. Alright, well I think we go back to the docks, because A, Dante is there, and B, there's also a dockhound there, isn't there? So, seems like a good spot to go. And Molly, of course. Let's speak to the dockhound first of all. Yeah, she has got artificial limbs. I must say, this woman makes me nervous. Ah, she's a dockhound. That makes sense. You must work for Molly O'Malley. Sure I do, ain't no secret. Eleanor Bailey's my name. Redgrave? Looks like you've been favoured by Mistress Molly yourself. She gestures to my artificial arm and leg. No, these are homemade. What about that topper of yours? Helps you think, does it? Nah, I'm supposed to keep my mood stable. Not working yet, but I'm still keeping it, for now at least. We see. What kind of job has Molly got a bright lass like you working on? Hey. Oh, it's the right lot. Wait till I tell you. We're running a fake charity called Queen of Spades, and people give us their tin thing it's going to help unemployed flu fakers. Once her laughter subsides, Eleanor instantly grows sombre, as if a switch has been flipped. Any road, I've got things to do. See ya. I might nip over to Sorris Square, because there's that bladed dockhound there, isn't there? We can go talk to them as well. Can't remember if I've actually been in this area with Teddy yet. I think I have. Certainly haven't talked to anyone if I have. Could maybe talk to the apothecary.
Ooh, look at this dock elm. Blades where her feet should be. She looks uncommonly deadly. You know how to use those things? By the time I'm close enough to use them, that long gun on your back won't do a lick of good. Name's Olivia Lynn. You look like a fighter, right enough. Aye, that I am. Teddy Redgrave, monster hunter. You call me what you like. Even if I call you some tough name like Roger? Curious as to how you're holding up with those augmentations on your person. Any side effects? Only got those very recently. Still don't know if or when they'll break down. Fair enough. Thing is, I may be interested in getting an upgrade. Know anyone else whose brain I can pick? Maybe Paco. He's over the warehouse. Paco. Who was Paco? Oh, I remember. He was in Beggar's Alley, I think, wasn't he? Good to know. Alright, thought I could ask her another question, but seems not. Well, as we're here, talk to the apothecary, because he might, and I might go to Nandy's as well. The proprietor, Gordon Gray, works away at something on the desk. Lank hair falling over one eye. He's only got one eye, hasn't he? His eye. Gordon Gray, how have you been keeping? Very well, Mr. Redgrave. What news today? One measure of brass polish, please. Certainly, Mr. Redgrave. Goes for $1 nowadays. Agreed. Thank you. This brass polish is bound to stain the floor, so I can't just slap it on Otto anywhere. I should head back to that old pile of gears in my workshop to apply it. It's a nice quiet place, and it's already a mess. You know I need a regular supply of paregoric for my implants. Damn it, yes, my hip socket is pure fire. Of course, the usual Gilbert's laudanum. Exactly, if it wasn't for your remedies, I'd have to give up my prosthetics and stumble around with a crutch. Here you are, sir. I'll put it on your account. Oh, much obliged. Aye, that's the ticket. Tell me about Sucker Jones. Well, I recently finished a contract in the sewers for Bixby Browncoat. Hunt for murderous beast hiding among the pipes and machines. Can't say I know how you do it, sir. Even on a busy day at the counter, it makes me nervy. My prey called itself Sucker Jones, but there wasn't much man left in the composition by the time I caught up to him. Dreadful. Please no more details. I haven't the stomach for violence. Are you in pain now? Oh, you damn it, yes, my hip's on it's pure fire. Nah, I'm alright for the time being. As you say, sir. Alright. I will talk to you later, Gordon. Be seeing you. Right, we've got a couple of cool things there. Let's go to Nandy's. She might have something interesting for us as well. A closer look at his foot. He's got like sort of a little clawed foot, hasn't he? Zulu herbalist Nandy stands beside her counter. Decorated in jewellery and holding a tobacco pipe, she seems poised, as she always does. It's hard to tell if she's poised for observation, conversation, or obliteration. It's all three. Theodore, I have awaited your return. Each word is punctuated with a tiny puff of smoke. It's as though she doesn't notice the heat in her throat. Well, I wish you wouldn't call me that, Miss Mavasso. Everyone calls me Teddy. Or Mr. Teddy. I will start calling you Teddy when you start calling me Nandy. Oh, it's just too damn familiar. And she smiles. Her teeth are oddly white, considering her habit. It's in the smile, too. She could turn like storms over Cape Town, swallowing you whole, and you wouldn't know until the moment it happened. So tell me, Theodore Redgrave, what is it you seek today? Nothing grand. I'm just here to restock on silver nitrate. Ah, and here I hoped you would ask for something more exciting. The usual amount? Usual amount will do. Are you ready, Otto? Quiet query, unclear. I operate at 87% readiness at all times. Only 87? Mr. Teddy says that if I am never surprised, it makes people uncomfortable. She nods absent-mindedly, uncapping a small bottle of silver nitrate and pouring it into a receiver on Otto's amber-type module.
Now, will there be anything else, Theodore? I don't usually find myself with spare time, but today... Oh, that's not his voice. I don't usually find myself with spare time, but today's an exception. Would you mind if I looked around your shop? Ah, would it otherwise be a business? Look around, please. There's a lot of stuff here I don't recognise. What's this odd spiky fruit? It must be a pineapple. It is what you call here a devil's claw. Oh, that does not sound like a fruit at all. It sounds like something to be avoided rather than eaten. Not all fruits are meant to be appealing, Otto. Not all fruits are meant to be eaten. Can devil's claw be eaten, Miss Mabasso? It can, little one, but it is often used for healing. That is why I have it here. Oh, are you a doctor, Miss Mabasso? She takes a puff on her pipe and favours Otto with a kindly smile. No, Otto, I am what my people call an inyanga. We learn to use herbs to treat the body. We do not favour the knife as European doctors. Got something I could use to upgrade Otto's functions? Yes, I believe I can be of help in that regard. There, this etheric resonator coil should prove useful. I'm willing to part with it for 2 shillings. Yeah, buy that. Here we go, 2 shillings. Always a treat doing business with you. Likewise. Take good care of yourself, you two. No need to mention it. Mr. Teddy has yet to fail me when it comes to performing maintenance on me. This figure, she looks familiar. Is that, my man Brigitte. You might know her as Brigid. Why is Brigid here among your other holy symbols? My man Brigitte is one of our Loa. She is one of your saints, yes. Are you surprised to see an Irish saint among our spirits? Ooh, can't say I'm not. It's a long way for Brigid to travel. She pauses for a drag on her pipe, studying my expression. Ah, but you have been to the places she has, and come back, no? That's true. I've been to Zululand as Bridget has, but it looks like she came back with all her limbs intact. She nods, not unkindly. I mean only that many of us come a great way. Our gods, our spirits, ourselves. You and I are here now, and I thank the spirits that is true. Dandy seems to find something in my expression. I hope you know I bear you no ill will, Mr. Redgrave. But come now, it does not do to dwell too long on past journeys. Mention the tree? This tree of yours is a wonder it hasn't affected the structural integrity of this building. Look closely. This tree rooted long before the building. Here, stone and bricks must adapt to nature, not the other way round. It stands to reason that rural London could be adapted around nature. Might even improve the air quality. This is it's a pixie in a jar. Nobody ever said Theodore Redgrave did not know his monsters. Why do you have it? Does it truly surprise you? I work with remedies. Pixie ichor is known to have some remarkable properties. Damn pixies, nimble little buggers, hard to hit. Ah, so you have hunted them then? Well, hunted isn't the right word, more like exterminated. They're pests at best. Not like the larger monsters you prefer, Don't say it. She gives me an inscrutable look. It isn't pity, but neither is it spite. Ah, it is better not to talk of monsters. You have seen enough of them for today, it seems. Well, I don't need anything else, Miss Mabasso, thank you. I await your return. Cool. So, I think we're going to go to the docks, because we've got to talk to Dante. Because he's got something for Otto. But then once we've got that, maybe we go back to our workshop to upgrade him. We've got to go back to Molly as well. Maybe we should do Molly first. Kind of sounded like that was on a bit of a timer, that particular quest. I wonder if a drink would perk him up.
Gee, that's good bootleg. I mean, I'm not drinking on the job, you are. Anyway, what can I get you?
Alright, pour me a jigger. A small measure of alcohol. Blah. What do they brew in this, a sewer? Oh, that smells so bloody pungent it reminds me of a job. Ah, we got 5 hope. Aye, that one time I covered myself in Yeti piss to bait a monster, but at least then I was getting paid to do it. Better no order from this taverner again. Oh well, at least he got 5 hope back. We're merely desperate now. Alright, let's talk to Molly O'Malley.
Redgrave, back again, I see. What was it this time? Oh no, I want to speak to a guy on Beggar's Lane, don't I? Yeah, let's go do that first. Can we lay down a bet? We've got quite a bit of money, haven't we? I believe. £8, yeah. Babcock always struck me as rum. I seldom see him outside his booth, and he seems uninterested to talk to anyone unless Betts is involved. How's the bookkeeping going? Anything else you can do to kill time? What? Oh, I'm Molly's oddsman as well as her accountant. Now then, a couple of events at the Epsom Downs today. Do you want to bet? Only if you tell me what's being betted on. Got ourselves a few sporting gents worth tossing the baked beans currency at. Cockney rhyming slang for queen. One on horses, another on steam cars, and even gin is fair game. Steam cars? Oh, do tell. Those became in vogue only a few months ago. Tinkering types are especially drawn to such occasions. Same things with horses. 5 cars you can choose from. These include Goliath, Revolution, Hermes, Endeavour, and the Zephyr. It's about 8 shillings. How about 8 shillings? Right, so which car will you bet on? I mean, the Zephyr sounds pretty cool, doesn't it? Let's go for that. I'll bet on the Zephyr. Alright then, feel free to come back later and see if your bet paid off in spades. Right. We're going to skip over to Beggar's Alley then, because I want to speak to that guy we were pointed towards, Paco. Paco was just up here, wasn't he? He was there. So where has he gone? Oh, seems like our Dockhound friend has taken their leave. Good thing I got one of Otto's new components from the body earlier. That wasn't Paco though, was it? It doesn't appear that he's here, does it? Oh. Yeah, I don't know. He was supposed to be here, but he's not. So I guess we'll go back to Catherine Docks. Right then, let's go speak to Molly. I don't know really, I suppose we do it. The implant. The others seem alright, don't they? Redgrave back again, I see. What's it this time? Oh, to revisit our discussions about augmentations. Oh, talked to Dr. Wainwright, did you? I did. And? Let's do it. Very well, I've decided to do it. Yes. If there's even a chance I can find relief for the pain from my leg augmentation, I have to take it. My other option, hobbling about on a crutch, would put a quick end to my employment. Good. I'll talk to Gordon Gray at the apothecary. He'll fix you up. Don't wait around all day. Why's that? Gray needs time to prepare, so if you're really keen, you need to let him know well in advance. Otherwise, you'll miss your chance. Fair enough, Molly. I'll make sure to visit Gray sooner rather than later, then. Good idea, Redgrave. You won't forget it. Now, I think when I speak to Dante, it might well end the chapter or something like that, so I'm going to go and do that now. Are there any other areas I haven't been with Teddy where this... Well, mind you, I don't need to speak to Paco now, do I really? So let's just go to... Well... If I fast travel there, I should end up right by the apothecary, so we'll do that. Nope. Oh well, it was a nice try, I guess. Do we need some food? Maybe I'll talk to the guy here. Here's Gulliver Dawson, costermonger and die-hard vegetarian. Aside from our culinary differences, we tend to get along. Gulliver, have I ever told you I admire how you arrange your produce? Neat as the Queen's Royal Regiment.
'Tis no more than the truth. I trust you've come round to spend some money today, or are you just looking to lean on our kinship as dwarves again?
Well, I wouldn't mind treating me gob to something sweet. Well, happy day. Take it and get on with you. What did I get? Ah, an apple. Oh, we get plus... Oh, okay. Maybe some of this stuff we can use in our inventory. Oh, we lose hope for a cigarette. Let's eat the fruit. Let's get some hope back, yeah? Yum, yum. Okay. I can do with some blood. I'll take some laudanum. Ah, okay. Cool. So, yeah, alright, let's go and talk to the butcher then. Maybe we can eat some raw meat right in front of him. That's good for hope, right? Gavin Dawson at your service, provider of... Oh, yeah, of meat of many kinds. Anything grabbing your taste buds? Ooh, Teddy Redgrave, pleasure. You're quite an array. Allow me to ponder my options. But of course, Mr. Redgrave, take all the time you need. A nice cut of red meat, if you please. Sure thing, don't hesitate to come back for more. Smells fresh enough, but you shouldn't eat it. Oh. Alright, well, I don't want to lose hope. So we got 3 bloods. How are we doing with all our stuff here? So blood's ingenuity. We're almost level that up. Empathy. Analysis is doing pretty well. Impulse could be better. Okay. Anything up here? We can talk to the cat. Maybe. That's going around its cat business. I don't think I've been up to the... I'm going to go in the storm drain, maybe. This drain connects with a sewer system in the East End. No air but a trickle of water. Oh, painter. He's new. She's new. Greetings. Care for your portrait painted? Ooh, mayhap, but I'd like to introduce myself first. I'm Teddy Redgrave, but you can call me Teddy. This here is Otto. Salutations. Oh, it's a fine automaton. The shiny brass plating would be a welcome challenge to render with a brush. The name's Tessica Lincoln, and I paint portraits here in the square. We're going to get a portrait for Otto, I think. I'm sure Otto would love to have you immortalize him with a portrait. What do you say, friend? I believe sturdier parts would bring me closer to indestructibility, Mr. Teddy. Aha, I don't think that's quite what he meant, little one. How does £3 sound? Sounds like a deal. Now, stand still for her, Otto. Like this? No, you're meant to face her. It's no bother, Mr. Teddy. Besides, the 3/4 portrait allows the light to bounce off Otto's frame more strikingly. Then I'll stand here, stoic as a mouse. Yeah, you almost got the saying right. There, give me your visiting card, and I'll make sure your portrait is installed at your address. Ooh, much obliged, Miss Lincoln. Sweet. We can have a Teddy portrait at home. I realise there's the... Oh, okay, there's a few things going on here. That's the cop, isn't it? Tell you what, though, it's getting on for that time, so I think we'll probably leave it here. I want to explore around the square a bit more with Teddy. We're going to talk to the pet guy, this guy, maybe go into the hotel, see what we can do there. See if we can find ways to get his hope up so he doesn't die from hopelessness. But thanks very much for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, if you could hit the thumbs up, that'd be great. Leave me a comment, let me know what you thought about this episode, the various stories and characters going on so far, which one's engaging you the most. Be interested to know. Yeah, just good to hear your thoughts. And if you're watching this and haven't already subscribed to the channel, it'd be amazing if you could do that as well. So thanks very much once again, and I'll hope to see you next time. Bye for now.